Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Today's video is I believe the third update for my Those Eyeshadows /Eyeshadow Roulette, but it's also like the first update since I changed it to an eyeshadow roulette. So it's like the first / third update. I don't know. Yes, I shaved my head. Yes, I bleached my hair. It wasn't like a crisis thing. It was just a style choice. I'm very much into it. I keep looking at myself. My bad. So I'm not going to really touch on my hair much, but I will say that I don't know when this video is going up. I don't know if it is going up. It's probably going up before my other pre-filmed videos because I kind of held off on on filming this. So you'll probably see my hair like this and then my hair long again. Sorry for the confusion. Today I'm going to be going through the 5 eyeshadows that I've been working on for the past month, talking about them, showing you photos of looks that I've been doing with them, and then I will pick new ones, 5 new ones. And I have some exciting things to talk about. I have some less exciting things to talk about, but I don't want this video to be too long. So let's get into it. I do want to say that the look that I'm wearing today is from mainly the eyeshadows in this project. I used Bill in the crease. I used a different blue in the crease as well. And then I used Rest More from ColourPop on the outer V, and then Voila on the lid. And I'm up really close, sorry. But that is the look that I did, and I like it. And I just wanted to get that out of the way in case you guys were wondering what was on my face. I'll also eventually show you a picture at the end of this, probably with the other looks. And let's get into it. My first eyeshadow that I have written down is from the ColourPop Whatever palette, and it was the shade in Bold, which is this brown matte shade right here. I don't know why I put in photos of all of the eyeshadows last time. I'm not doing that again. I'm not trying to hit pan on them necessarily, so I don't see a point in that. So we're not doing it. But this is in Bold. I used it 5 times. That was my goal. My goal was to use each of these 5 times. Sorry if you can hear my cat. I'm trying to get closer. Can't really see it, but there's a tiny little dip in it. I use this to do an orange and brown halo eye a lot, and I really liked it. I'm getting very into halo eyes, which I used to hate, but then I realized if I use brushes that are like the right size for my eyes, it works a lot better. So I used this one 5 times, hit my goal, and it was good. It's a good shade. I noticed a bit of creasing when I used it, which I don't know if it was the fault of the eyeshadow or just like my eyes. It's a nice palette. I like this palette. I like this shade. I use this palette a bit more. I've really enjoyed this pink slip shade. It looks like a weird pukey brown, but it's actually a really nice neutral brown. I'm gonna put it on my hand, and it is fantastic in my crease. So I didn't realize how much I love this shade, so I'm really glad that I discovered it. The next shade that I picked out is Bill by ColourPop. It's a Super Shock shadow, and it looks really, oops, it just like crumbled. It looks really shitty because it is really shitty. I used this twice. I used it like right when I first drew it, and then I used it today, like I said, in my crease. It's very dry. I tried to repress it with some Fix Plus. It's just, the formula sucks in this one. I love my Super Shocks, and this is the only matte Super Shock that I have, and it sucked. The color is one of my favorite colors, and that's why I kept it, but it was so hard to build, and it was so hard to apply on the eyes with a brush, and it was very difficult to use, and I'm gonna get rid of it. It's the best like neutral pinky and also blue toned pink, purple, not pink, it's purple, and I'm very upset about it, but it just wasn't working, and I'm gonna get rid of it. The next shade is Rest More. I actually used this 3 times, which I feel like in a month, using this very intense, deep, see how sparkly that is? Yeah, I used that 3 times. I feel like that's really good. And it's a nice shade. It's not something that I can wear all over my lid because it really closes off my eyes, but I'm really into it. It's a very sparkly blue purple, and it's on the outer corners of my eyes, like I said. I've used it as a liner. I think it is a fantastic shade. It's like right over that other one, whoops. And it's very glittery. It's actually the Ultra Glitter Super Shock formula, and it's fantastic. See, like what I mean is I love my Super Shocks, except for Bill. So this ain't going anywhere, and I'm also realizing how lovely this is as an intense blue eyeliner. So I'm going to use it like that more, but I don't really have much else to say about it. It's not a shade that I'm going to reach for on a daily basis because it is just such a unique color, but it's definitely something that I want in my collection for when that moment arises that I want to use it. Second to last is Pop Voila, which I used 3 times as well. I don't know if you can see, but I hit pan. I wasn't like trying to, but I did. I used it on my lid. It's on my lid now. It's the most beautiful, sparkly, intense, like lavendery lilac shade. I love it. It's one of my favorite lid shades, and it's one of my favorite purples by far. I love this shade, and I'm surprised I didn't use it more than 3 times, but I've just been going for more matte, like editorial looks, I feel like, and this doesn't go with everything. So again, it's a very unique shade, but something that I'm never probably gonna get rid of as long as I can help it. And I'm just so happy about that little baby pan. Do you see it in the middle? Kind of looks like a heart almost, actually. Aw, I just noticed that it looks like a heart. Do you see it? It's so cute. I'm so happy. I think I now have 7 pans in my collection, and I love that. Last shade that I picked is from my Ace Beauté Vintage Dawn palette, and I got the shade Grand Canyon, which is this really deep, burnt orange kind of a shade. It's a great matte. I actually really enjoy this palette. I used a lot of these oranges, and I used this shade a bit too. It's a good palette. I'm definitely glad that I got more use out of it, because other than this past month, I hadn't really reached for it. It was just kind of something in my collection, and I used this 4 times in bold to do like a cute halo, which I'll show you, but yeah, I'm very into it. I wasn't sure how I felt about this palette, but now that I've tested it out more, I'm definitely keeping it. And it's also from a Black-owned beauty brand, which is important to me now that I notice how little I own from Black-owned beauty brands. And so I just want to hype this palette up so much. Plus the packaging, so pretty. The shimmers in here are also fantastic. This is the shade Sun. They're very intense. I almost dropped it. Very, very intense. So now it is that time of the video where I pick out 5 new eyeshadows. So I did highlight Voila in my like spreadsheet to show that it has pan, and I also took out Bill since I'm going to be throwing it out since it's not usable, and if it were I would give it to like my mom or my cousin, but it's just not usable, so I'm just gonna get rid of it and maybe keep the packaging or something. But let's pick some new eyeshadows, shall we? I have 1 through 30, nope. I have 1 through 383 in my spreadsheet, and I picked number 287. 287 is in bold from my whatever palette. That's really funny. We're not picking that again. I picked 117 this time. So 117 is from my Chasing Rainbows palette from ColourPop. I expect I'm going to pick a lot of ColourPop because I mainly own ColourPop. But I got the shade Feeling It, which is this very warm toned matte sequinzy brown shade. I have a big dip in this shade and a big dip in this one, and some of the colors in here are actually my favorite, like this one, and this shimmer. They're fantastic. So feeling it, I'm not wiping the shit off my hand, by the way. I'm just gonna do it next to it. This is the shade Feeling It. That was a really kind of shitty swatch. My bad, but it's a very intense, pigmented, warm, matte-ish brown. It's a good shade to have, I feel like. Next, I have picked number 48, which just happens to be my Sweet Talk palette, and it's the shade West Side. So I said it's the shade West Side, which is another matte brown. It's this matte brown, and it's ColourPop again, so that's fine. It's a different brown though, and it's very creamy. It's, I don't know, is it less warm? It's definitely less red toned, and it's a much more neutrally brown, which is good because I'm not really into these kinds of browns as much as I used to be, but again, it's a good shade to have. I feel like last month's color palette went together really well, so I'm very excited about this new color palette. Number 219 is from my So Jaded palette, and it's the shade Rose Quartz. I love this palette. It's one of my newer palettes, and it's a really fantastic one, and it's one of the most basic shades in the whole palette. I'm trying to figure out how to hold it. It is this shade, which is a very basic transition shade. So I'm getting a lot of browns. It's a pinky brown. Wow. I'm gonna have an exciting makeup month this time. At least I got 3 cool toned bluey purple shades last time. These are all just like matte browns. If I get another matte brown, I'm picking something else. But I fucking love this palette, so I'm so excited to be kind of forced to reach for it for the next couple weeks because this is such an amazing palette. You could literally just own this, and you could do any kind of color story that you wanted. You could do anything that you wanted with it, and it's such a good palette. I have a palette bingo up on my channel using this, so I'll link that down below. It came out really well. That's exciting. I kind of want to pick some shimmers and maybe some singles now, but I'm not gonna like make it happen. I'm just really hoping for it. The next shade I've picked is actually number 241, which is also from the So Jaded palette, and it's the shade Turquoise. This is the shade Turquoise. It's a very interesting shade. It reminds me a lot of one of the shades from the Solvaje palette that I use a lot to do like my really intense blue eyeshadow looks that I love to do. And it's a good shade. It's very intense. It's another matte, but at least it's not brown. Also, very intense. But at least we're picking some fun stuff. And I might do my nails sometime soon, and if I don't get them done professionally, maybe I'll use one of these, probably the blue, on my nails. But like, look at how beautiful that shade is, right? I'm kind of excited, although I do really want to pick a shimmer. But I guess if I don't pick a shimmer, it gives me more freedom, you know what I mean? Last eyeshadow is 152, which is from my Perception palette. So this is my ColourPop Perception palette. It was a collab with Shayla and ColourPop, Makeup by Shayla, I believe her actual name is. And I got the shade. Oh, cool. It is this like sequensy burgundy formula. Not really a big fan of these, but I'm gonna go with it. Wow, I got another brown. I'm not gonna cheat and pick a different one, but I'm not happy with all mattes. So I debated going and picking a sixth eyeshadow, and making it a Super Shock, but I think I'd rather just have the freedom to choose whatever Super Shocks I want during the month, and then try to use each of these 5 times, which I think is gonna be difficult, because they're all matte, and I don't know, I don't think all of these go together that well, I seriously picked 4 matte browns, huh? That's kind of gross, but it happens, I guess. So that's exciting, I guess. I don't know how I feel about this quintet, but I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this shade. I can already feel it in this shade. Now it is time for my eyeshadow looks that I have done throughout the month. Thank you guys so much for watching this update, and let me know if you think this should be like the first update of my eyeshadow roulette or the third update of my Pan Those Eyeshadows, because I'm not really trying to pan them anymore, but I don't know. Let me know what you think of my quintet as well, because I still don't know how I feel about it. If you have any ideas for looks, please drop them in the comments with any kind of like sparkly lid shade. God knows, I probably have it. I'm excited. I'm also kind of nervous because I don't know how likely it is that I use each of these 5 times, but it's just a goal, not a necessity, I suppose. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to watch my other videos, my palette bingo that I'll link down below. Follow me on Instagram if you're interested in seeing makeup and like spoilers and looks and other stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Tune in next time. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!